Hello everyone. In this video, we will watch the first episode of a series called Renoi Flops. The continuation is up to you. In his dreams, Asahi saw a mysterious girl and chases her only to wake up from his dream. While having his breakfast, Asahi watches the fortune teller's show on TV. The fortune teller says this future is for those born on October 8, which happens to be Asahi's birthday. The teller says 6 words: corner, train, staircase, cleaning robot, dog, and letter. Asahi thought it was fake. Loverin, his AI robot, told him to hurry up for school. On his way, he watches time and finds out it was still early. Then he ran into a girl in a corner. She apologized and ran away out of embarrassment. Asahi picked up the panties which the girl dropped, which were wrapped, and he mistook for a handkerchief. He then rushes to the train station and boards an empty train car. A woman comes aboard just before the doors close and takes a seat near him. He wonders if she chose the seat near him when the rest of the train car was empty. She ends up falling asleep and leans against him. However, when Asahi tries to separate her from him, the train car shudders and he accidentally grabs her breasts. Although still asleep, she reflexively attacks him with a full-speed kick. Her kick, luckily, ends up connecting to the side of the seat, allowing Asahi to flee as the train comes to a stop, apologizing as he flees. As he exits the train, he reaches the staircase to the ground level and begins to recall the previous incidents and pauses momentarily, but shrugs it off as a coincidence. He makes it down the stairs with no problem, but as he reaches the bottom, a yellow-haired girl coming down the steps behind him trips and goes flying, with Asahi breaking her fall by literally landing on his groin. When she realizes she landed on a male, she notices a bulge in his pants. She screams at him, calling him a pervert, and kicks him in the bulge, which turns out to be a hard plastic banana carrier. She runs away from the scene, leaving behind a dazed and confused Asahi. As he nears the school, he enters a public garden area. Taking a moment to get his bearings, he looks around for any robots but doesn't see any at first, allowing him to resume his march to school. However, he only goes a few steps before a malfunctioning cleaning robot approaches him with an item in its clamps. He retrieves the item, discovering it to be a bra with a pair of enlargement pads inside. As he wonders where the robot obtained it, a red-haired girl comes running up and accuses him of tampering with the robot and stealing her bra. Asahi denies this, but then the robot grabs the girl's skirt hem and attempts to grip her panties. She pleads for Asahi to stop the robot, but Asahi refutes this. The girl pulls away and runs off with the robot in pursuit, claiming to be collecting trash. As the girl runs off, Asahi continues on, climbing a set of stairs, only to be confronted with the sight of a gray-haired boy being dominated by a crazed golden retriever. Asahi tries to pretend he didn't see anything, tries to leave, but the boy spots him and begs for help. Asahi tries to ignore the boy's pleas, but then the dog sees Asahi and proceeds to chase him down and attack him, knocking him unconscious. He is woken up when some kindergarten kids poke him with a stick in his face, seeing if he's alive or dead. He sees the time and finds that he is late and rushes off to the academy. He crawls into his classroom where his seatmate Yoshio Ejuin tells him his seat is over at the end of the row. As he looks up, he realizes to his horror that the new teacher is none other than the woman on the train who tried to kick him. He then notices that the other 4 girls he encountered are all sitting by him. They are all new students who have transferred into the academy. The girl Luffy ran into is Aoi Azumizawa, who transferred from another school in Japan. The girl who landed on him at the staircase is Karen Itzel, a German fashion model now living in Japan. Thig's red-haired girl who was attacked by the robot is Amelia Irving from America. The gray-haired boy is Ilya Ilyukin, a transfer student from Russia. The teacher's name is Bai Mongfa, who has joined the faculty from mainland China. Asahi turns to look out the window and makes a face trying to disguise himself, but he's forced to look forward and the girls recognize him. Yoshio is curious about Asahi's situation and talks to him during PE class, explaining the traits of the 5 girls that he managed to observe during class time, then asks Asahi if any of them are his type. Asahi doesn't want to talk about it since he assumes they hate him for what occurred when they met. Yoshio advises him to clear up the misunderstandings. Asahi goes to his locker and finds a letter from someone about meeting up near the cherry blossom tree. He comes across Aoi again, but this time they don't bump into each other. She asks him whether he has something of hers from when they met. Asahi searches his pocket for the handkerchief, but instead pulls out Amelia's bra. Angry and embarrassed by this, Aoi slaps him. In the cafeteria, he sees Karen trying to get something to eat, but is unable to because TEV vending machines are sold out. He pulls out the slightly crumpled banana case and offers the fruit to her as a peace offering, which she accepts. This cleared up the misunderstanding and thanked him heartily. He heads to another vending machine in the campus area and sees Ilya getting chased by the same dog as before. He rushes over to Asahi and asks for his help. The dog bites him instead of Ilya. Ilya is thankful for his help while Asahi tells him to be more careful in the future. Despite having his left hand bitten by the dog, Asahi returns to his class, where Sensei Monfa notices his wound and takes him to the infirmary. She treats his hand as Amelia enters the infirmary. Monfa asks what she needs, but Amelia says she can manage it on her own and she leaves the room. Amelia asks Asahi for adhesive bandages because she's getting chaffed around her chest, which makes Asahi remember that he still had her bra. He returns it to her, only for her to call him a pervert for having it. He denies it, telling her he took it from the robot and reminds her she ran off Biofer. He could give it back to her. She realizes that he wasn't at fault for the malfunctioning robot and apologizes. Yoshio asks Asahi whether he cleared the misunderstandings or not. Asahi tells him all but one was cleared up, and the one that wasn't only got worse. He then sees a letter under his desk. They return the panties while Oa confesses her love for him, which shocked and surprised him. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell so as not to miss new videos. Bye everyone.